this comment. This comment right here. I really don't think that he's speaking for all men, because I know that there will be somebody that steps up one day to be some sort of father figure for my child. It's also very, I'm very surprised that you felt comfortable actually typing this out and commenting on someone's video. Like, it's just the wildest thing. You don't know my circumstances with my child, or his father. Yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully he's not speaking for all men out there, but this was just really disappointing to see.
Yeah, so those who may just be listening, she had a comment up on the screen that says, "No man wants to raise another man's child and be the cleanup guy." Pass. And so she's shocked by that comment and she's replying back to it. So yeah. So, and then there's going to be a list of other comments that this narrator puts on the screen. So I'm going to play those.
Asked the question if a man would date a single mother. This is the response she has gotten from a lot of men. Of course she didn't like it, but almost everyone in that...
So we saying 100% agree with him. He's absolutely correct. He's speaking for me. I raised 2 stepkids. Never again, ever.
Comment section was in agreement.
He's speaking
because
for us,
they see no benefit in dating a single mother.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's the first clip, and she's saying hopefully he's not speaking for all men. So I'll just hop right in there and say that he's not speaking for all men. There's obviously plenty of men who has stepchildren and who has got into a relationship with a person being a single mom, but there is a huge responsibility, which is the responsibility of starting a family in any context. And so when I first saw this, I was actually shocked too by the type of comments that people made. And typically, you got to be careful when you read the comments anyway, because the type of people that comment are, they're going to either be super negative or they're going to have bias and follow along with their favorite content creator or whatever. But it wasn't that many people who would say, yeah, no, not all men think this way, and some men will step up and take care of a child that's not biologically his. And for me, I think it hits home because, one, my mom was a single mom, and she had boyfriends and dudes that she dealt with, and I have a stepdad now, and he treats us like we're his kids. And then I'm also in that same situation. And so when I see this, I'm like, man, these people, it's kind of hurtful for them to say some of the stuff that they were saying in the comments when you're talking about somebody's daughter or somebody's mom, or you're talking about a human being. But on the flip side, the way this world is right now, it is scary and hard for men to get married, period. And so adding a child that's not yours on there is another layer of complexity. What's your initial thoughts, Anthony?
So my initial thoughts is, these people are answering from trauma. They're answering from negative experiences. One of the things that I do notice, and when I say this, I don't mean age, I mean time. This generation, and I'm not talking about age, I'm talking about this time that we live in. People are probably less likely to venture into a relationship with someone who already has kids, both male or female. It could be a single dad or a single mom, because of the type of content that's out there that disparages that discourages that says you can do better than that you're trying to boss up, you're trying to, get somebody who can, meet your goals and make the money that you want to make. And so the times that we live in because like you said, a lot of our parents, a lot of, the people that, we came from, that was not even a big deal. A lot of people took in other people's kids, and that was so. I think this is a more time frame thing. This age, this day and time that we're living in, people are more bold, are more resistant, more opposed to doing that than they would have been 10, 20 years ago. And then there's still remnants of people who are, oh, I don't see the problem. I don't see, why it's a big deal, but if you really do an examination, that those comments are going to be from people who are modern thinkers, that they're thinking around these modern ideas of what it looks like, and it can be discouraging, hurtful, and man, just outright, you know, mean, some of the
Yeah.
things that are being said,
Yeah, and I agree. In the comment section, a lot of them are coming from hurt, right? People who've been hurt or burned in the past, but hurt doesn't justify hate,
No.
And so I get why some people may be cautious, and you're stepping into a family that was already started. Not only do you have to deal with this woman, you got to deal with the kid's father. And so, what does that look like? Then you got to deal with the kids on, will they respect you, will they not respect you? Then what if y'all have a kid together? Will you be accused of favoritism? I remember Life Jennings did a song about
Yeah.
that, and he did a really good job on that song. And so it takes a lot of maturity, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of sacrifice. One of the things I used to hate, I had a buddy who was dating this girl. I know that he wasn't trying to be serious with this girl. I know that he talked to a few other girls, but the girl son will call him dad, and I'm like, dude, why would you let him do that when you know
Man.
that you're not even really trying to be with this girl like that? Like to me, I get defensive over the fatherless, maybe because I was a fatherless child, and so that's a line right there where I won't cross. And even as a stepdad, I make it crystal clear that I'm not your actual dad. I encourage that you have a relationship with your actual dad. I would never try to stop that because it's not my
Right.
not my place to do it, and it's unfair to the child. Everybody want to know where they came from and what their heritage is like and those kind of things. And so I personally wouldn't do that. But like if you are gonna date a single woman, then you need to come in that thing. You need to be a little bit more mature about it, and you need to make sure that you're actually want to be with this person, because you're not only gonna affect that person, you're gonna affect the kids as well. And the other thing that I don't like about this is that you're acting like being a single mom is like some kind of moral failure, right? We all sin, we all fall short of God's grace, and we got different things, but sometimes it's not the woman's fault that she's single. She may have been in an abusive relationship where she had to get away from somebody who was crazy. She might be a widow, and she have kids, she have kids. Or she simply might have got cheated on and got abandoned. And so it's not always necessarily the woman's fault. I think a lot of men are afraid of, oh, well, if I get with this woman, is she still going to be talking to the kid's father? And so
Right.
so that's the thing. But like, we really got to have a little bit of compassion, whether you would do it or not do it.
I agree. It's a touchy subject because, they can feel like my life is over now. Who's going to want me? you know, and some of them carry that with them so that even when somebody does, they're like, you sure? I don't know. And so they'll make it hard on that individual that actually does care because they're like, well, nobody else does. Why would you? Something must be wrong with you. Because there's something wrong with me, And so
Yeah.
it's a cycle, that can be, like you said, very harmful.